Thanks for staying with us. It's time to look at the headlines across Nigerian newspapers this morning. And I'll begin with the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper says Tinubu governors dump consensus for zoning. That's talking about the National Assembly leadership. Tinubu governors dump consensus for zoning. Governors advise Tinubu against endorsing candidates, seek due process. Work with party leadership for principal officers election, Tinubu tell governors. All right, that's what you see on the front page of the Punch newspaper. News Direct is next. News Direct says, unite, work in line with party position, Tinubu tells APC governors. Still talking about the 10th National Assembly. Unite, work in line with party position. All right, that's what News Direct newspaper has. Daily Trust is next. Daily Trust is saying that Tinubu settles for Akpabio, Barau as Senate President, a deputy. Okay, that's what you see on the front page of the Daily Trust. To convey decision to the National Working Committee, other contenders, right? And meets APC governors, says, let's work together, National Assembly leadership. North can't be second fiddle, former governor saying this, and consultation ongoing for speaker, deputy speaker. Okay, all right, that's what the Daily Trust has. But if you take your mind back to the Punch, it's in the headline there contradicts what is on Daily Times. But it's the Punch. The Punch there says Tinubu governors dump consensus for zoning. And the governors advise Tinubu against endorsing candidates, seek due process. That's what you see on the front page of the Punch. But Daily Trust is saying Tinubu settles for Akpabio, Barau as Senate President Deputy. Okay, just headlines there. We'll wait to see how it turns out. Which one is the facts there? Now, the Nation newspaper is next. The Nation newspaper says, why Tinubu flawed Atiku Obi by President Buhari. Right? Why Tinubu flawed Atiku Obi by President Buhari. President-elect urges governors to back party on National Assembly top positions. Right? President-elect urges governors to back party on National Assembly positions. That's what the Nation newspaper has there. The First News is next. And is saying why Atiku Obi lost the 2023 presidential poll. Buhari is saying this, and he says that overconfidence, complacency, bad tactics responsible for their defeat. All right, it's explaining itself in there. You could grab a copy to get even details of other things that he said. It's all on the First News newspaper. Leadership is next. Leadership says no going back on fuel subsidy removal. Federal government declares. No going back on fuel subsidy removal. Federal government declares. Says no subsidy beyond June. To consult with Tinubu's team. Hasty removal will bring more hardship to Nigerians. Marketers and analysts are saying this. Hasty removal will bring more hardship to Nigerians. That's what the Leadership newspaper has. Okay? Recall that the story has been on for a few days now, that the National Executive Council, or National Economic Council rather, had decided to postpone the removal of subsidy date. Let's go to Blueprint newspaper. Blueprint says, amid funding security concerns, court stops moves to postpone 2023 housing and population census. All right, court stops moves to postpone 2023 housing and population census. All right, deploying 100 billion naira to exercise wasteful economic offense. Afenifere is saying this. All right, says citizen distraught by recent elections, security challenges. And MPC allays fears, insists that we've covered 99% of Nigeria. Okay, deploying 100 billion naira to exercise wasteful and economic offense. Afenifere is saying that. Okay, that's what you see on the front page of the Blueprint. Business Day is next. Business Day saying how political consciousness redefines artists' popularity. All right, it's talking about Falz, the rise of a protest musician. All right, how political consciousness redefines artists' popularity. You find all that on the front page of the Business Day. Now, this Nigeria is next. Drivers dump Nigerians leaving Sudan in desert, demand full payment. That's what this Nigeria has. Drivers dump Nigerians leaving Sudan in the desert, demand full payment. 588 students in first batch and over 1,500 still waiting for buses. Okay. We understand from the reports from Sudan that about 13 buses had moved and had arrived Egypt. We also understand that the issues of dumping students halfway has been resolved and Nigerians moved, and we're expecting the first batch of students from Sudan to arrive Nigeria today. The federal government has given approval to Nigeria Air Force plane as well as Air Peace and a few other airlines to go to Egypt and to bring back Nigerians. There's also a report from Ethiopia that some of the students that were blocked earlier now have somewhere they're staying, and they also will be airlifted back to Nigeria as well. Also recall that some students were rescued by the United Arab Emirates and through the Port Sudan, and were being taken care of by Saudi Arabia. They also will be brought back home. All right, Nature News is the last one we're looking at now. Wando champions energy transition in transportation, takes delivery of electric buses. Okay, that's what Nature News has. Wando champions energy transition in transportation, takes delivery of electric buses. Okay, it's about time. Those are some of the stories on the front pages of Nigerian newspapers this morning.